Welcome to episode 24. Hello. I just collected all of my thoughts in my brain. It's wonderful. And now I can function on camera. Tonight, before we get into tonight's episode, Hayden will not be doing the announcements because we've just decided that we don't like his announcements anymore, but we like Molly's, so she's been promoted. It has nothing to do with Hayden's performance, and all to do with my spite. So take it away, Molly.
Spider-Man.
Bye, my let's Spider.
And Molly.
This table
and Liz.
All right, you guys we gotta go fast.
We
Come on.
love our musical partners that add our vibes to our game, such as Scaling Short Halt Music, Celestial AM Project, Beyond Skyrim, Sirenscape, and isn't there another one?
No, that's it.
That's it. We love them and they're great. And we have mini socials where you can find and connect with us and find fun bonus content things like all of our dices or like all of our minis and fun pics of battle maps and things on the Instagrams and Discord. And you should find us on Discord. That there will be fun things happening there.
like
Hayden's creepy eyeballs.
maybe.
Where's the Discord link?
Oh, on our website.
Yeah, it is.
Which is
Ruleslayers.com.
Ruleslayers.com.
Very simple.
It's .com. And
And our minis.
oh, minis.
Well, not mini.
We have a partnership with Eldritch Foundry, which has excellent minis that you can customize and you can get STL files to print because I know what that is. And you can get a discount with our code Ruleslayers
That's the one.
when you go to check out for 15% off.
Yeah.
And Patreon is cool
Yeah.
and sometimes has fun extra things on it.
Sometimes.
Maybe they figured it out.
Hayden still cannot log in, but it's mostly Google's fault and not mine.
Definitely not Tyler's. Never Tyler's.
I cannot accept blame for anything ever.
Also, World Anvil.
Is a thing.
In
What's the
World
link,
Anvil,
Molly?
you can create little national parks like the one Molly went to that had cute little caves behind waterfalls. And then you can send your players there, and it's an evil haunted grotto where goblins,
No, it's magical.
Eat your
and
brain.
pretty.
and it's also magical and pretty, but
Only a little bit of that.
the nefarious goblins make it worse. So it's kind of a.
Can't it just be fun and pretty?
It can be for the sake of
Can that
you
be ever?
World Amblers.
Can anything in D&D just be fun and pretty?
Can this just be nice? worldanvil.pxf.io/ruleslayers. Help the channel out. Yeehaw. Like, subscribe, do the things. Let's play the game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, YouTube's.
YouTube's. So last we left off,
I see.
the party split ways, but first had an interesting conversation. Just Mert, Leaf, and Snip. Accords were made or maybe not made. We're not certain. Binding words were possibly said.
Who knows?
And the day went about normally for this group, I'd say. And by that I mean a little bit chaotically. The Gith siblings decided they would like to track down Thalar. Interacted with her a little bit. Got some elf skin vambraces and were just being chauffeured into some sketchy cabin behind the Pursuer's Hall. Meanwhile, Mert and Visa in fly form are walking with purpose below the Kenai Temple within the root system carved out. Lastly, a deal is being worked out between Yaz's progeny and Leaf with Ori. They were informed to come back after supper to discuss a deal, and that Yaz is enjoys both fine silk and crude iron. We left off returning.
Had to make it into the recap, huh?
I hate it as much now as I did the day I heard it.
We return now to the shed behind the Pursuer's Hall.
Oh no.
The muffled screams come in full force as the doors open and Hesh ushers you into a small, dank room. The first thing you notice is the stench of iron-like blood,
Oh, this is probably a bad idea, guys.
as well as likely
Great
urine,
idea.
among other things. Tied to the chair is a very bloody, very ragged, bearded individual. Looks to be a human. Mid-scream as Thalar is dragging her new knife across the bare chest of this individual.
Oh!
Looks back. Oh. Why are you here? You just hear ragged panting from the human. Woof.
Oh, we told Hesh that we wanted to like spar and maybe have like a little bit of training, and then he let us in here.
Training. Well, I'm in the process of gathering information if you'd like to come in.
Okay.
Smiles brightly at you.
Ugh. Some kind of training.
Hesh just shuts the door behind you guys.
I'm horrified, but I feel like Zai would be like, okay, this probably isn't the first time that she's seen something kind of weird and gross and like not what she was expecting. But this is not the first time that she's seen gross things.
Zai's rolling with the punches here.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Holds out the knife to someone. Well, training. See, I haven't asked any questions yet, but it's kind of fun.
Ugh.
Ew.
Come on, Molly.
Okay.
This took a turn.
This is a hard turn. Homegirl is crazy. That's all my notes have, and that's all they need. She's just
Don't need to amend those notes. As you guys are like kind of hesitating, she just kind of giggles and turns back and plants it in his deltoid. I was just joking. I didn't think you'd have the stomach for this. See, this one, slaps him kind of awake, conscious, is a Torvenbergen war priest. Very prized after. Very difficult to obtain, and he will get me information that can possibly get us closer to Jarl Kavalak.
use Jarl Kavalak.
He's the leader of the Torvenbergen.
Oh. Okay.
Isn't that right? Kind of like spits, barely conscious. I'll tell you what you need to know. No need for this. Well, where's the fun in that? Don't talk yet. Kind of punches him in the mouth and you see a tooth fly. So, now you know what we do here. Still interested?
Well, I know that Torvenbergen are not always nice people, but I don't understand what it is that you're doing, really. You're trying to get information about them?
Yes, we pursuers, we take on high value targets. Sometimes bring them back alive.
And then you'll just play with them just for fun?
Yes, poor Rayloff here, it's quite unfortunate.
Yes, I would say so.
So you hunt people all over, not just inside the forest.
No, we don't really operate in the forest very often.
Oh, here I thought that you only operated within the forest.
This bores me. Are we I'm about something here.
Sure, we can watch.
Okay, observe. Starts to methodically torture this individual. I won't get into details here, but let's just say he's not looking very well by the time she kind of wipes her bloody hands. Okay, now we ask the questions. Leans down towards Rayloff. Don't lie to me. I know you won't, but don't lie to me. Jarl Kavalok, is there a way into his fortress that is lesser known? Muffled by lack of teeth and blood kind of filling his cheeks, spits out. There's a secret way. Up around the peak where it overlooks a lot of the city. There is a secret tunnelway up there. Leads to the throne room. Very good, very good. And his honor guard, what does that look like? Your Kavalok doesn't keep an honor guard. He is confident in his abilities. I'm starting to like this Kavalok. What other questions should I ask? If you were to be hunting someone like this,
Oh, like what security protocols to be watchful for?
you heard her. Oh. We patrol both the throne room, the antechambers, and the walls. But largely our military presence is outside the city, looking for anyone who doesn't belong. You'd be hard pressed to get to the city undiscovered. Is that it?
Oh, you should probably ask about like the secret catchwords or like the phrases they use. If like you need passcodes, sometimes people have passcodes.
It's a good idea, but we are half-orcs. I don't think we'll be making any passcodes in human country.
Oh, I guess that is true.
I guess he's useless. Rams the dagger up under his chin.
What is Zek doing in all of this?
He's like, has his arms crossed and is like kind of just watching with a blank face.
Just kind of inscrutably.
Maybe Zai would be the only one to recognize that he's like kind of not cool. Like he would be like trying to keep it cool, but you would maybe be able to tell.
But like it's too cool. Like
There's
it's
like a
not
little
actually
vein.
cool.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Little veiny action.
Trying
to keep
too
my
hard.
face.
Yeah.
Still okay.
Rams the dagger up, pats him on the head,
Ooh.
opens the door a crack. Hesh, walks out.
Well, that is not the kind of training that we were really looking for. But that was interesting to see what you have been up to, I guess.
Guess so. She tends to make a mess of things. She's a biter too.
Yes, those teeth look like they would be good for biting.
Yeah. Well, hope this educated you about the pursuers.
Oh yes, I feel much more informed.
Yeah. Scurry off to Phalosh and, whinge at him.
Wait, what
And
did you
what?
say?
Whinge, whine.
Oh.
Oh.
He will just make one of his prayer bows. Hesh.
Just kind of regards
back
you
off.
curiously, spits again, starts seeing to the body.
I'm gonna get on out of this here shit.
Yep. You guys are headed where?
Okay. Remind me, if I cast Detect Thoughts on either of them, they will know that I cast it.
Only if you
Only
push for deeper thoughts.
Okay, so I would cast Detect Thoughts only if you.
Only if you push for deeper thoughts. You get surface level for free.
Okay, then I will cast Detect Thoughts on Thalar.
On Thalar?
Yeah.
What's the range on it? Thalar breezed through.
Oh.
Range self.
Yeah.
I mean, you could run to catch up.
Within 30 feet.
Oh yeah, it's off.
I would not run to catch up with her.
I would not advise.
Do you want to cast on
I
Hesh?
want cast on Hesh.
You just hear him complaining about the mess that he has to now clean up.
Okay.
You might hear, I shouldn't have brought him in so quickly if I knew that it was just going to be a massacre.
Cool.
You guys headed to follow Thaylor, or you headed back to the cabin? Where are you guys going?
This might be a bit of collaborative effort that I'm trying to kick off here, but that guy kind of sounds dissatisfied. I don't know if y'all have interest in pursuing that as a possible lead and figuring out anything more from this about this person.
Okay.
I'm just throwing that out there as an
Yeah.
idea. I'm not suggesting it.
I'll come back to you.
Okay.
Mert. You open the door, and within find a dank, dark chamber, not lit by light. It smells funky, for lack of a better term. What would you like to do with that?
I mean, kind of search that room, see if there's anything in there, if there's
Okay.
a way to hide.
Are you lighting any sort of source of light, or are you just kind of fumbling through in the dark? Oh, you have dark vision, don't you?
Dark vision.
Never mind. Okay. So, you know that following your nose and following your dark vision, that this is roughly a small cellar-like room. And what you see is low troughs of dirt. And within it are kind of large toadstool-like fungi. About 3 rows of them.
Interesting.
Make
Eat one.
an intelligence check or a history check.
May I make an intelligence or nature check?
You can make a nature check.
Well, see, I think in this, Mert would kind of like sit if Visa's nearby. Can Visa understand me?
Yes, I can understand. I just cannot speak.
He'd probably just like lightly whisper.
Aren't nature planty kind of things your business? Maybe you can figure out what those are.
Straight roll.
Yes.
Okay, that is a 16 nature.
You quickly identify these as geel mushrooms. They are one of 2 parts of a very strong hallucinogen called caldflake.
Great.
I'm sorry, did you say called flakes?
CAALD flake.
That's that stuff from that one episode I was here.
Yeah.
It can be
years ago.
I have thought it was
processed.
cold flake this entire time.
Yeah, cold flakes, so it's
Yeah.
all with 2 A's.
Yeah. It can be processed with a specific type of tree bark that is dried and cured, mashed, dried, and whittled into long flakes, then smoked to produce very strong hallucinogenic effects. Some claim to be able to see portents of the future when utilizing it in specific doses.
Roll an intelligence check on this,
Okay.
just to see if Mert would know. 14.
Yeah, you would know that these are geel mushrooms as well.
And the cold flake connection.
Mhm.
And would I be familiar with cold flake and like what it?
Yeah.
Its legality, I think, is
Legality around here?
just in general.
I mean, it wasn't illegal in the Tudoric hegemony. You would see a lot of the bugbears actually were pretty partial to called flake.
Oh,
Nothing else but those troughs in here.
Just small, low troughs. you probably would catch a small desk in the corner.
Mert's gonna pick a few of the mushrooms.
Mark down 3 geel mushrooms.
Content that Ilsine is not in or working in this room. Visa would circle around Mert's head a few times and then move towards the door.
Okay.
Question. Would Mert be familiar with what the other ingredient for conflict is supposed to be?
Yeah, it's a type of tree bark that, when composited with the fungi, produces kind of a paste that can be dried and whittled.
Would it be reasonable to suspect that some of that tree bark is nearby?
Yeah, I mean, these trees are native to arboreal lands, yes.
Is this tree that we are in?
It is not.
Okay.
Fair question.
But there are several growing outside the tree. Like, they're a fairly common tree. They're mostly known for binding.
Cool.
Has something to do with like the sap and water content of the actual bark. As you guys are exiting, can I have a D4 roll from one of you?
Visa's following.
I just up to the D4.
Oh.
2.
As you open the door, you are met with someone reaching for the handle. A tall half-elf with light green skin, small tusks, black hair, corded muscles. This is Ilsine, who kind of looks down at you, looks back into the room. Hello.
I was wandering around and are we allowed down here? Is this one of those tourist kind of place?
No.
Oh, well, I let my curiosity get the best of me.
Make a deception check.
$17.
Ooh.
Curiosity.
Oh.
Would you like to purchase some of that curiosity away?
I mean, it depends on if people know you're making called flick.
Now them's dangerous words.
I'm used to being in dangerous situations.
Maybe a mutual exchange.
So you do need me to keep quiet about the called flick, huh?
I would prefer it not get out.
That's an easy exchange right there.
What do you want? You want some?
I don't need any called flick. I know sometimes the bugbears would use it, but... What do you know about the Eyeless?
Got me hard pressed here. I don't know much besides the histories. They were here. They founded Non-Buzzing Away. Go ahead and what's your modifier?
Sorry. I know I interrupted. It's +4.
He seems to be straightforward with you as he continues on. I know that there have been rumblings of Eyeless around, and I don't know if I believe it. But I tell you this, if the Eyeless were around and they wanted to do what their mission was originally, then I wouldn't know about it. If they're doing their job right.
Maybe tell me something. Do you wonder if the call flick has anything to do with their ability to, see?
It shouldn't. It might. I don't partake of it.
Can Mert make an insight check?
Sure. What's your modifier?
5.
Okay. Seems like he's telling the truth.
Fair.
Look, you can come back with questions at any time. Just keep this between me and you.
Absolutely.
Good. You know the way out?
Yes, I do.
I'll walk you out.
That sounds good.
He'll just kind of nervously, twitchily, kind of put his hand on your shoulder and guide you up through the stairway, out and into the main yard, or not yard, but main worship chamber. Just kind of pat you on the shoulder. Thaylindra guide you, my friend. It was good to consult with you about these holy things.
Mert will just do like a congenial monk bow on his way out.
And just kind of nervously hightail it back down into that hallway.
Cool. So Visa was waiting in the basement.
You
foyer.
stayed?
Yeah.
Okay. He'll return, nervously check and see that 3 of the mushrooms are missing and kind of curse in Elvish under his breath.
I understand Elvish. Sounds good.
Just vile curses. And start to diligently check these, harvest ones that are ready, process some of them by peeling them into thin flakes that you assume are to be mashed with the tree bark elsewhere, and prepare those for over the course of about an hour. How long are you sticking around?
I have 2 hours in fly form, so I think until I've got like 15 minutes to escape,
Okay.
I would hang out.
You'll follow him along into a small chambers. It seems to be his bed chamber. He goes to a desk and starts doing a tally, basically. You see him pull up a small trap door with what looks to be kind of like almost a humidor sort of chamber. It's dry, it's well kept from the elements. Pull out a small box and open it. There are 2 little cubbies in said box, one with long white strips of fungal growth, geel mushrooms, and one with long strips of bark. You see him place these strips, close it, go into another adjoining chamber where you see it's got a small little alchemy station. It's got mortars and pestles, and he starts to process a small batch of cult flake.
Okay, so it seems like the breadth of his basement seems to be for this operation.
At least his chambers and 1 small growing chamber.
Okay, I think if he were to take on another activity in the alchemy station, with whatever time I have left, Visa would like to see if there's a way to peek into the other 2 rooms, or the other 2 doorways.
They are long hallways with these 2 other branches seem to have more doors on them. They are a little less personal use, but they also still have these alcoves from time to time, little off branches. You can squeeze in through doors. It looks like there are some priest chambers. It looks like there's a small kitchen. One of these rooms is indeed a place where all the slurry from the processing of animals goes. Various different functional pieces of this building.
Okay, satisfied? Visa's gonna hightail it out. Okay.
Just in time. You get outside the tree. You were really pushing it there with your wild shape duration, but you poof back into existence near Mert, who's kind of waiting around for Visa, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, around some corner so that he can kind of naturally step out into public view, and then say, "I'm satisfied. You ready to reconvene?"
Yeah. That was an interesting discovery back there.
I suppose not much of a. Well, no, it's certainly information.
I mean, I don't know if it's relevant to the eyeless situation, but it's useful.
That closes one door.
All right.
Yaz and, or not Yaz, Leaf and Ori, is there anything else we're doing in the recent, timeline of this, or are you guys kind of going to reconvene? What's the plan here?
We kind of have all day.
You do.
I guess we could. We can get a bite to eat and go back to the house and wait for everybody else.
Okay.
Yeah, we could let's get some food and we can maybe talk a little bit more about this business plan and what to do or how in depth we want or need to do this and what materials we may need to show Yaz, because I may have to get some of those things or start prepping, because if I want to give a demo, that may last forever. So I may need to start working on something. So yeah. And you can do whatever you want as well. And
Well, we can gather up the materials that you require. It sounds like probably our best route is to go the iron route rather than the silk route.
Well, making weapons does take a while.
Well, I also get the sense that the silk route might have been much like the iron route, more figurative than literal. So if you've got like some niceties or something that someone might consider upscale, you could probably make a case there with that.
When he says fine silks, I'm pretty good at making something not silk, maybe look a little bit more like silk. But I don't know, this is all... Yep.
Well, once we get in the door, what I'm kind of planning on doing from my side of this is tapping into his mind a little bit as you're running the demonstration and kind of making a pass around the room and gauging his feelings as I do so, see if I can do a little bit of like a warm or colder sort of thing.
Okay.
Detect when he's starting to get a little antsy if I'm approaching something.
Cool.
This guy's obviously some like absent-minded pacing and such. And who knows if it might be possible that some of the others might have finished up their work by then and we could get some extra help tonight.
Oh, that's so true.
Wouldn't mind having somebody sneaking around the house while we're doing all this too. Could be doing a good distraction.
Yeah, I may need you to also help with the persuading him.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. I'm a consummate salesman.
I guess you and I need to figure out if this is going to be a little tricksy or are we actually wanting to do business with this guy? Because
that's an interesting point.
I'm not quite sure about him. And all of this is in our heads, right?
Yeah, I'd say we can keep doing this.
I don't know how
town.
long it lasts or anything like that.
I can kind of just keep doing it indefinitely, so if it shuts off, I can just start it up again.
Cool.
It's a weird one. But yeah, we'll do this all in our heads. If it turns out that we don't find anything, maybe we can leave this avenue open to potential source of revenue for your talents, if that's something you're interested in.
Sure. I'm not necessarily interested in being like a warehouse of weapons. More like business with me as a maker and not like somebody who just throws out one thing. Because I don't know.
You prefer not to be an arms dealer, is what you're saying.
Not to him.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
And so we should maybe be a little filtering a little bit of what to show him. Because I can create things that I wouldn't want to show everybody and sell everybody.
Okay.
Maybe we could maybe show him some fun, shiny kind of things that are absolutely like luxurious and stuff like that. But do the digging before we show him. I don't know.
Right.
I've never
Figure it.
really done business outside of Glimmervein, so I really don't know what I'm doing.
Well, we'll try to get an idea of his opinions, but one good starting point for us is, and Tyler, you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, it doesn't seem like this is exactly the sort of place where they have easy access to high-end goods. So the bar might be pretty low for him.
They are quite removed from. Besides the natural resources around them, they're not really in the like trading economy of the world.
Right.
Most of the things that they get from the outside world came from spoils of war. One of which wars has dried up.
So I get the sense that as you go about doing this, you could get away with some simpler sundries. You don't necessarily need to bring out the royal crown jewels about them as we get in there.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds good. I have like gems like from my home that they're all raw, and I can like show how I can do like really good cuts on them and make them really shiny and pretty. Or I have like threads and materials I can, kind of weave and show how intricate I can do stuff like that. So, yeah.
Well, here's what we'll do. The second we walk in there, we're going to look for the thing he has in kind of a position of import, if you will.
Okay.
And then we can make our judgments from that, some kind of a prized possession he keeps above his desk or something like that.
Right. Okay.
Make some inferences from there.
Cool. You can just guide me along the way in our heads, and oh man, it's a little nerve-wracking.
Oh, it is. So far, you're doing pretty well. You stood up to the piss boy back then.
He looked like, I don't know.
Yeah, snotty.
Yeah, a little
He
bit.
looks like a snot-nosed kind of type.
Mm.
But in any case, I think we got a promising start to a plan here. We'll enact it, and if we can get some extra help from our compatriots, if they're not busy, then all the better.
Okay.
Let's get the siblings figured out what they're doing.
Do you want to talk to Hesh about his discontent?
Sure.
Or do we want to just get out of here?
Is he went back into the.
Yeah, he's grumbling.
He's cleaning up. So I'd probably take Zach aside and explain kind of what happened and see, like, do you think we should go talk to him, or do you think we should just keep going? You want to go back in there?
I think Zach would be ready to go, but if you feel like would be like a helpful connection to make with this Hesh, that he is dissatisfied or might have anything else to share about Thaler, because she is so crazy that I don't really want to mix up with her, that finding anything else out about her will be easier said done via other people than trying to follow her.
Yes, I think that is true.
So maybe we should try to talk to him.
Do you want to come with me?
I can stand in the door.
Okay, let's do that. So yeah, we go back and kind of peek in, and what is he doing?
It looks like he's got a rag, and he is getting rid of some of the excess viscera, some teeth, some fingernails.
Ew.
Kind of glances over. What do you want?
Oh, I don't know. We have not seen this kind of thing before, and just wanted to see, like, is this the kind of thing that is normal in this town, or is this kind of a bit over the top for your society?
Thaler's always been known to be a bit excessive.
So this is something that is special for Thaler.
Yeah. I mean, Yaz is no spring chicken either when it comes to violence, but there are extremes in our culture for sure. This one probably would have given things up rather quickly.
Also, she just likes to torture people.
We don't like the Torbenbergen, and Dalar does not like them more than all of us combined, probably. Same with the elves. Probably more with the
Why
elves.
is that? Why does she dislike them so much?
I don't know, you'd have to ask her. Inscrutable book just smiles sweetly at you as she stabs something in your stomach.
You have not been working with her for very long?
No, she really don't. She's a council person now. She's not a pursuer.
So she just like keeps the secrets from you?
Well, no, she works with our guild head.
How does
She
she
goes out on hunts
still?
too.
Okay, so she still has the authority to come in and torture and kill your catches and go on hunts, but is not.
Like helping you at all?
Yeah. That's about the long and short of it.
How do you feel about her like rising up in the ranks to council person, but still like kind of making this big mess? And
Make a persuasion check for me.
sure, it's not intimidation.
You trying to?
I don't know. Probably not.
You can say some threatening things if you'd like.
It doesn't seem to be the vibe.
Just finish your sentence with punk.
Pissy.
13.
13. He looks like he's about to like complain a little bit and then catches himself. Look, it's Thalar. We do our job. Some of us just like it more than others.
What kind of jobs do you usually do?
Well, taking down mostly Torbenbergen nowadays, but others that are of interest to the Nagbuz. Some folk in Appledale, once or twice in Enslovenor, even though we are officially not at war with the Shilkenvars. And you didn't hear that from me.
I have not heard anything from you. What is the problem with the Torbenbergen? Why is it that Nagbuz dislikes them so much?
Look, I got a lot to do. We can talk later if you're wanting to buy drinks or something. If you can even buy things, I don't.
Oh, we cannot buy things. We have all this gold, but no one will let us give it to them. So we still can't really buy things here, I guess, until like the council lets us, but we're just waiting for a decision.
Look, I'll buy you a drink if I see you. You give me some gold. I've been looking for a new tooth anyway.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Zach will go in and start like helping him clean.
Okay.
Like,
he's
fine,
moved
wrapping
on to the
bucket.
body and he's trying to like haul it up on his shoulder now.
Okay, he'll like help him.
Okay, he kind of grunts.
Help him carry
Gets
it
it.
out. Grab the feet.
Okay, well, I got stuff to do. You probably have council people to bother until they let you leave.
Let me help you carry this body wherever it is you need to take it.
Looks out into the woods. All right, just walk that way for, 400 meters or so and leave it to the animals.
No, I
Really
mean
expensive here.
you come like I'm okay. I'm in for
Here,
I
there you
help
go.
you.
As you're
Okay,
like clarifying
So
that,
you don't okay.
wipes his hands, goes back into the pursuer's hall as you're left with this body.
Cool. I guess I'll walk it out into the woods and drop it.
It thunks to the ground appropriately. It is indeed a corpse.
And I will kind of make my prayer hands and say a prayer to Awandra.
Okay.
Are there any prayers for the dead? For like an ended path or something?
I don't know that, actually. I have not read it.
As you think, you cannot find the words necessary for funeral rites of Avandra, so you say one of her platitudes until you find the right words.
You would say, I don't know what the punishments are.
There's several.
I know. I don't know. May you find the rest at the end of your path. Or something.
You return to Zai. Is there anything else we're doing before we're all reconvening?
We'll around the hall a little bit and just like see what's going on in there?
Sure. There are several pursuers. It looks like partaking of an early morning brunch. It is a kind of a cavernous hall, true to its name, that has many heads mounted on the walls, a lot of monsters, a lot of human heads, a lot of elf heads. There are other grisly trophies on the wall. It looks like there's a big like mead bar back there, and then adjoining rooms with some of them open to what look to be like bunk rooms. But as you enter, you're stared down by everyone. And what's your insight? What's your passive insight? I know yours, Molly.
Let me see. 16.
It's pretty clear that you are not wanted in this hall. You see Hesh pouring a glass of mead much too early in the morning.
Maybe it's a mimosa.
How many people are in here?
There were probably 6 or 7, including Hesh.
I would go start looking at the monsters.
As you start to peruse, Hesh kind of clears his throat. Hey, Shoo.
I was just admiring these monsters. I haven't seen these before, and I just wanted to like draw them a little bit in my notebook and just admire them. Can you tell me what they are?
Shoo, please.
Oh,
Thank you.
well, okay then.
See some of the other pursuers kind of grumbling at the fact that you were even just able to walk in here.
It appears that these pursuers have not very good manners. I think we should just go.
No. Okay, let's go then. Maybe Hesh will tell me later.
I will not count on it.
As you exit the hall and start to walk out into the roadway, simultaneously both of you feel a stinging, like fire-like pain on the inside of your wrist just below your palm. As you kind of reactionarily look down, there is a small, almost like a brand-like marking, glowing a fiery orange.
What is it?
It looks to be kind of a straight symbol that has 2 branches, one arcing down with a couple of like slots across it, and then one arcing across the bottom. It burns for about 2 seconds and then fades.
Have we ever seen this before?
No,
We've
Wait,
never
describe
seen this
this again?
before.
you've never seen the symbol before.
Describe me this symbol again.
Do you have a thing?
Yes.
I'll just draw it.
Show
I'll
me.
just draw it right now.
I need the
Hold
pictures
it
for
up
my
to the
brain.
camera when
I
you
need
draw.
pictures for my brain.
I'll draw it.
On this side?
Show,
Yes.
show the camera.
Melvin Mark, have you been like
I
inducted?
hate this. Oh.
No, probably.
You guys pick the spooky one to go after.
Ugh.
Like we're
Hey, show the
investigating a cult,
camera.
a
Oh.
magic cult.
Here, let me show the camera.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Boo.
I don't think that's gonna work.
Probably not.
We'll post it. We'll post it on the Patreon. Hayden will post it on the Patreon personally.
I can't log into it.
What is he?
Okay.
Just a fun little brand.
Is it recognizable to either of them?
They
No, we've
do
never seen it
not.
before.
They do not recognize this brand.
Not
We don't-
even a check.
We don't
for it.
recognize it or we've never seen it.
You've never seen it or recognize it.
Great.
It does fade, leaving your skin unmarred.
So Zai would like quickly draw it in her notebook so that way she would not forget what it looked like. And
So it just goes away?
Just faded after about 2 seconds.
and probably just gets really big eyes as she's looking at Zach.
And Zach will be like, I hate these guys.
Let's go back to the group and perhaps tell them about this, and I have not heard of this kind of thing happening before. Or they don't
Never heard
know
of someone
these.
offering to help you take the body out. That's your job, and then just leaving you to do it. So rude. Also to kill that guy when he would have talked and then you just do it for fun?
Yeah, failures.
That is.
Let's just get back to our
Okay, I
friends.
just. No.
You guys are each greeted with the familiar sight of Phelosh in his rocking chair as you pull up to his small cabin in the hill on the switchbacks up to the Houndstooth. He nods to you. Looks like y'all are having an interesting day. Go on in. I'm just kind of chilling. And you guys filter in around lunchtime.
Who wants to go first?
Well,
Good old debrief session.
before we start talking, sometimes I can do it, right now I can't. Do you have any magics that can help, like, prevent other people from seeing what we're doing, or like hearing what we're doing, or like something in case that we are being watched?
I can look for onlookers.
But like something that will help with the like magic things.
Sure.
Vis is gonna wave his hand, and the kind of light lit dust particles take on a bit of more like outer space look as the corners of the room kind of fill with glittering light, and it's gonna fill the room with fairy fire.
Okay.
Cool.
It does not find any invisible targets.
Cool.
Nor does it find any scrying eyes.
So Fairy Fire will also see scrying eyes.
It's not a radius spell usually, but I'm using it as a radius spell in this
20-foot
instance.
cube.
It is a 20-foot cube, so assuming it's
Oh, it is a cube.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, then it would catch an arcane eye of sorts.
yeah, because
Okay.
scrying eyes are technically
Right,
invisible objects.
Right.
Oh.
Okay, cool. It's like one of those spells that I don't ever look at because I don't want to use it.
Yeah, so a little glitter remaining in the space. Visa contentedly looks down. I don't think there's any watching eyes.
Okay, good. Because earlier Zach and I were leaving the Pursuer's Hall and we looked down and something burned this little mark into our wrists, and then it like stung really bad, like it was on fire for about 2 seconds, and then it disappeared,
And
and
it just faded.
I don't know what to do about that, and I'm really scared.
I really hate these people. They're so weird.
Wait, did you draw it down?
Yeah, she shows you.
Okay. Can I see it?
Yeah, make an Arcana check for me.
Come on, Arcana.
Do good.
22.
You've not seen a glyph like this.
So I'm pretty well read in the matter, and this one's not familiar to me at all.
I'd allow one for Ori as well.
Arcane?
Higher than
Yeah.
22?
Come on, girl.
I help. I do whatever I can to help.
It feels like it's on the tip of your brain, but no dice.
Oh my god. I hate you so much.
No.
You're just so rotten and awful.
12.
Bad.
12.
Yeah, no. That's
Also not recognizable. Lee, if you feel like you almost have it, I'm sorry.
Wait, did I have
What is a
advantage?
DC of 23?
Sure, I'll give you advantage because Leaf almost has it here.
He almost has it. Should I go with a different?
You want to use my yellow dice?
Wait, does anyone have any?
You're gonna
blessings
let
that we
me
can
use
bestow
your
on
yellow
this?
dice?
Sure, why
Can
not?
I cast
You
guidance?
haven't tainted it like Hayden has.
He really wants us to get
I
this.
cast guidance.
Oh yeah, just cast guidance.
This has never happened.
I like to offer the yellow dice to people periodically.
This has
Careful, that thing's
purple
cursed
in
for
it
everyone
too.
else.
Are you sure this is the yellow die?
That's
the yellow one.
Yep, that's the magic
All
one.
right.
It's probably
Okay,
gonna roll
what do
bad
I
for you.
have? I have
Okay,
guidance.
it's just a D4.
It always
It's a
rolls bad for
D4.
other people, but we'll see. You don't have to use it.
Just
Go for
roll
it.
it.
No!
For a total of.
Hold on, I haven't rolled my D4 yet.
Okay.
What in the world?
I did not expect a nat 20 honestly. It's hilarious.
So 28.
28? Okay. No.
Take the
gift.
But you have proven that you have not cursed this thing, so you can use it in the future. Unlike some people here.
That's amazing.
Queen.
I'm overjoyed.
Thank you, DM Tyler.
This is a complicated rune. Very complicated. You know this to do a few things. It is a rune of 1, planar binding.
Oh.
They cannot leave this plane of existence.
Oh no.
2, if used correctly, they can be scryed upon. 3, whoever placed these runes will know exactly where they are at all times.
Mm-mm.
Oh.
This is Ori right now.
Is it covering her face?
This is real bad, guys. This is real bad.
What is it?
Where did you go? What did you?
You know that also this rune would have taken a while to inscribe and would have had to have physical contact.
Like longer than the time that they were there?
Yeah, probably a good hour, if not longer. This is a very complicated rune. It would
So
depend on the skill
I'm trying to think
of the person placing it.
this would have happened beforehand.
Likely. With
Okay.
the 28, you're pretty certain that whoever they are and the pursuers are, they don't have the capability to put something very complicated, such as this, on
So not Taylor.
2 people. Likely
Somebody
not.
else.
Likely not Thalar.
Could I also assume that if they made the person who inscribed those runes on them have or like the rest of us potentially like liable to get it on our wrists if they come into contact with us?
It's not like a transmittable sort of rune.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Sorry. The person that started this inscription,
Sure, it could happen. They could put it on you if they can put it on them.
right. So was it something that they like started working on after they saw us?
You have no idea.
Okay.
You have no idea where or when
Okay.
this rune was put on.
Okay,
These
but it's
two.
something a very like high level person would do.
Yeah,
That-
it's not an easy rune to place.
But could it have been placed like within the last month or something like that?
She has no idea.
Okay.
Did anybody touch you guys?
Looks like a lot of people have touched us.
Like when you were
Like,
Just
I've
doing
touched
what you were
so
doing.
many people.
I mean, we were in the town. What is it? You think the pursuers did this? What is this?
maybe. First off, you can't go outside of this plane of existence.
No.
This is a planar thing?
Well,
You think the crash did this to us?
Did-
no, listen. Sorry. There's more. People can probably watch in on you guys, on us.
That is not good.
And what was the third one?
They know where we are.
And they know where you are at all times.
Okay.
This is bad. Like real bad.
First I thought it was these pursuers that they hated, and now I'm remembering maybe it is actually just where our home.
Yes.
Oh, you
These-
think that it could be?
I mean, it makes sense if they run away. I don't really know of any stories of people running away, but if you tell me that someone is trying to trap me in this plane of existence and also know where I am and also watch what I'm doing, that kind of sounds like there's probably some other Githyanki on our tail.
Yeah.
Is it, would I know that if it's something that could have been done a while ago and then just, like, it just happened? So it wasn't something that happened here.
You're asking about like the instance of it glowing.
Like, it could be triggered.
Yes, likely the sting and glow was a triggering of the
Someone using it.
location portion.
Okay, and it could have been done from anywhere?
Yeah, anywhere.
Okay.
On this plane anyway.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess it wouldn't have had to been here, so potentially. Do I know like the origin of it, of this rune?
It's several runes compiled into one piece. Origin of specific runes is more arcane knowledge that while you are dipping your toe into as a artificer, a lot of that official knowledge of the study of runes and their origins, their specific interactions, that's more of a studied wizard purview, whereas you are more of the application side.
Yeah. Okay.
You could go ahead and make a history check for me if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if my little gnomish attribute. Does somebody have a PHB?
There's
Yeah,
one right here.
that's right.
Because I do get advantage on some history checks involving magic, but I don't know if it
Oh,
would
like
be
the
that.
gnomish cunning or whatever it is.
I think so.
I'll just give you advantage. I don't care.
Well, I'm going to go by the rules.
What's happened to him?
It's Artificer's Lore. So when you make an intelligence history check related to magic items, alchemical objects, or tech devices, you can add twice your proficiency bonus. So that's not really. If you
Wouldn't
give
be,
me
but there is a fair amount of alchemy actually involved in this process.
Uh-huh.
So I'll give you advantage.
On a history check.
Yeah. Like I said, this takes a while and some resources to put something like this on a person. So alchemy is definitely involved.
Okay. Natural 19. That's 23.
You only know the origin of one of these. That being the scrying portion. Purportedly was invented by a wizard called the Eel. You vaguely know of the Eel through relation to Ramadrul, actually.
To what?
Ramadrul.
Ramador?
I believe this was covered a couple sessions ago, but basically the Eel and Ramadrul did have some dealings. The Eel purportedly invented this, but again, these are mythical wizards. Not certain if they even existed.
I don't know if I was in the episode with Ramadrul.
That's okay. He is an ancient wizard. The Eel is also an ancient wizard.
He like wrote us the note about the key.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah,
The
right?
one, the one who left the note in the crypt was Ramadrul.
Yeah.
We didn't meet him or anything.
No. He's
Oh, okay.
like ancient.
Long.
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody writing that down. There you go.
You know next to nothing about the Eel besides the fact that he purportedly invented a lot of spells and perhaps some runes, including a scrying rune.
Okay, so I can't determine whether this is more from Nogbuz or.
No, it would be impossible to get an origin for a rune based on like who placed it, you know?
Yeah, but like a really high level wizard would have done this.
Wizard, it could have been an artificer, it could have been a
Some kind of
sorcerer,
Magic.
warlock, if that knowledge was imparted to them by some patron.
I don't know who did this, but it's definitely some an entity with extreme magic abilities.
Okay, well, that sounds like home.
Really?
Well, why do you think we ran away? It's not exactly a nice place to be.
What
And
was
also,
the
they don't take kindly to people doing things that are different, like learning to cast via a different deity who is not Queen Blackith.
Well, look, it doesn't have to end on this. There's a sorcery school up the way. If you need something like that removed, there's a
That's a
chance
good
you can
idea.
find out how up there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, do you think they would be kind to us? We haven't really been well received in this town.
No, that probably not, but yeah, they do like showing off power if they're like any other kind of magic school. So
Well,
I mean,
perhaps.
the good news is that we needed Felash and his guidance and smoke to make it through that horrible forest.
That is true.
I don't find it likely that our kinsmen will be able to traverse that forest on their own without the help of a Nagbu's guide. So while we're here, I don't know that they will be able to get to us.
Well, now they know they need a Nagbu's guy.
Maybe.
We'll see.
About this time, Falosh wanders in. You all doing all right? You guys have kind of been all over the city.
How do you know?
Oh, you know,
Well, you're wandering around in groups. I assume you split up.
just
yeah, we all had different sites we wanted to see.
seeing to some errands and things.
And yet there's only so much we can do without being allowed full participation.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they'll decide soon on freedoms. Probably a couple days.
I suppose maybe we're on the we're incentivized to leave a positive impact.
Sure. Yeah, I'm sure it'll pan out.
I will say,
Things were vaguely positive in the meeting, so.
well,
Oh, you were at the meeting.
No, I meant the
First
hearing. But
Oh.
I did sort of run into Thalar, and she said that they denied us the request to use the trust tokens.
yeah, I'm not surprised about that. But
But also, she is really weird. Maybe she was just making stuff up.
yeah,
She did give me these bracers.
kind of looks, curls up his nose in a little bit of disgust. Ah, well, here's a twisted one.
Yeah. I mean, the crash is like pretty twisted, and like how many of my siblings I killed in battle. But I don't just like delight in like hurting people who cannot defend themselves for fun.
Can you go back? Killing siblings? What is it?
Well, you know that we are born like in a batch of eggs in the crash. It's the whole thing I shared.
I don't think he was there when.
Okay, well, anyway, that's how we are, you know, sort of. We all have like a group of hatchlings, and we sort of are raised together. But in order to like wean out the weaklings, we are constantly sparring, and sometimes it is, you know, to the death, but it is always in the ring and, you know, for the good of the nation of the Gith and for the queen and this, you know, sort of a thing. That's part of why I left. I followed my sister out, and now I am seeing like, oh, you don't just like kill people if they can't fight as good as you. So seeing her, we saw her torturing a Dwarvenbergen guy, which I hate those guys. I mean, you had to save us from those guys in the woods. They are terrible. But also, he was just like tied down. It's like so dishonorable way to kill someone just for funsies. It's like very not. It's like we are a very tough culture in the Gith, but also not like that.
That's a lot to unpack.
Zai's eyes would just kind of be wide, like I didn't think we were going to tell him any of this. And then you told him all the things, and so
Zach is a verbal processor.
Look, I mean, that sounds like some cultures I've seen. It sounds kind of like Torvenbergen culture, to be honest. Yeah, Thalar's particularly vicious. I'm not surprised that even with your upbringing, that was a bit jarring. She has annoyed several others on the council with her fervor, but impressed others. And I mean, end of the day, Torv and Bergen are still the enemies of the Nagbuas, and so ends means, we
Why
can
does
debate
she have
anything.
such a high position on the council if everyone kind of thinks that she's a little extreme?
Well, she's very good at what she does. Did. Still does, probably still. Yeah. Unofficially,
Okay.
of course.
And that makes her good on the council?
Each council member represents a specific part of the community. The pursuers have been a very important part of Nagbuz since close to the beginning.
The beginning of the town?
The community.
Why is that?
Because there's not much I can talk about in terms of history until the council makes their decision, but let's just say they were part of our history.
Did Drilla
Okay.
say anything about like were the pursuers in charge of like taking down the Eyeless back in the day, or
She
they
didn't mention the
were
pursuers.
related to the Eyeless in any way?
She didn't mention them.
What part of Nagba's culture does Drilla represent?
She's one of the two temple representatives. She represents the Church of the Blood Moon and the goddess Luthik.
Cool.
Yaz is a representative of our military, and Ilsine is a representative of King Eye Temple and Solinor Thalindra.
Okay, well. Now you know those things.
Yep.
Not a lot of people know those things, but I guess you do now.
Don't change how, bear dung smells in the woods.
That is true. Also kind of relevant.
That's the point. Not really relevant to my life, but fun tidbit, I guess.
Sure.
And sir, you don't like that I share those things?
No, it is just we don't really have not shared with lots of people.
I mean, we only have talked to like these people, which we have known for like 8 days, and we've known him for like 6 days. So I feel like it's about the same.
It is about the same.
He's like the bear dung.
Pretty sure y'all are coming on 2 weeks.
Salish is
together.
like the bear dung.
He is. Okay. Well then. What now?
Well,
But you guys maybe we'll keep to
I say
ourselves
we-
and send Felash out.
Yeah,
Of
we,
his house.
we actually need to regroup a bit if that's all right with you.
Sure, I was just checking on the stew. There's a pot simmering above.
I'll keep
Fireplace.
an eye on your stew for you if you want to
That's
go
fine.
out and about.
I'll go into town. How about that? Got some
Just
shopping
give us
to
a
do.
beat.
Yeah.
It's been a long couple days.
Yeah, that's fine. You got full reign of the town,
We just can't do anything in it.
Nods knowingly, heads out.
All right. At this juncture, I imagine we recap all of our respective findings.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Who wants to start?
Ours is pretty cut and dry. We learned that Ilsine has a drug problem.
He either has a drug problem or he's selling drugs.
That's a drug problem.
Well, yeah, fair.
With drug solution.
It seems like a pretty industrial operation he has going on there.
Yeah, using his clergyship to do so. Great.
Bro, it's natural. He worships a god of nature. Okay, man?
Got a nature.
He grows in the forest on logs.
Okay.
Yep.
Our party has yet to gain entrance. We relay this to the group as such, but we do have plans to get in this evening, and could potentially benefit
With any
from
help.
some. What's that?
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying we could potentially benefit from some other folks sneaking in of their own volition.
Yeah.
This is.
Yourself.
Or do y'all have an audience with Yaz?
Yes.
In the evening.
Be
After
careful,
dinner.
because last time I saw him, he tried to eat me.
Yeah, he will probably do that.
Well, if he threatens to eat me and it gets close to it, I'm gonna need y'all to step in and help me out.
Okay, but I'm gonna see how close it can get. 'Cause
I
wanna see
can
if I
push
actually
you
do it.
in the mic and again.
Yeah, I'm really not in the mood to be eaten, so anything you can do to help me would be great. I mean, all things considered, I could probably hold my own for a little while, but, you know,
Hopefully, it
We'll
won't
protect
come to that.
as many times as I've been threatened to be eaten before, this is the scariest one.
Should maybe one of us go instead that he probably isn't going to eat? What if like Fly Visa goes with you and does his little fly thing? Or he can't pick up papers? Do you want him to like rifle through things, I guess?
Yeah, I mean that'd be the idea, is somebody who can. Okay, so I think Mert should do it, and we will make sure that Mert does not get eaten. How about that?
You and Ori can like beat up Yaz and keep Mert out of his mouth?
Well, actually, how about this? You went with Mert last time, and you made the bad impression with Yaz, right?
That is true. He probably would not like to see me, and probably also not my brother.
So about that, one of you should go with Mert because he already has negative feelings towards you. So in the event that he runs across you two, we can just kind of say we're not affiliated with it. You know, foist off his aggression on y'all, and you make your escape rather than
Oh, like
him.
we're not related to you, but we just happened to go through the woods with you for weeks, and we just happened to get here at the same time?
More or less, same travel party, I would say, but we can say, you know, we weren't close, that sort of thing.
Okay, well, that sounds a little bit like,
It's
You want to
shaky. It'll
be
take some
trainee?
convincing.
but I don't know. We could try.
It's shaky. It's not that's not plan A. That's more like plan D. So, you know, if it gets to that point, then we'll have some problems either way. But, you know, enough to throw a little confusion in the mix, at least, buy some time.
Are you sure this is like worth risking us like not being allowed to leave this place ever? Or like getting killed?
Well, no. But then we already got into the investigation, didn't we?
Well, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe it would be a show of force if we all showed up to this little meeting.
Is that a good idea?
Well,
What?
No, but we
no, hold on.
were...
Let me talk. You know, in times past, when a single goblin would go up, that single goblin probably wouldn't stand a chance. But everybody in this raiding party, like maybe if we all kind of show up together, the chances that any one of us will be taken down are greatly reduced.
But
That's
not
true,
that much.
but maybe we don't do it in a show of force because basically what we have is an appointment with an individual
It's a
right now. And
business plan.
yeah, you're kind of describing like bringing an army to the bank when you're trying to get a loan.
But you know, Leaf, I did think of something. You know, with the investigation, like finding whatever. I was gonna help with that because I can investigate really well. But
That's right.
if I am supposed to demonstrate,
Ooh.
yeah.
Okay, how about this?
Should we nix that plan and just go in there and think of something else?
Well, we could still go with that plan, and then once the demonstration is through, we move into talking about the other side of things, and at that point, we would have a little bit more room to investigate. More or less, you're the talent and I'm the management. And once we get to the point where I'm dealing with him on the numbers or whatever he thinks, whatever passes for numbers and not moves, at that point, you would be freed up to dig around a little bit.
Well, I'm not very quiet. So I'm
So
gonna
that was going to be a challenge no matter
dig
what, though.
around. But okay, alright, okay.
Well, if you have another suggestion, I am
I don't.
very open.
It's good, I got it.
Oh boy, this is our best plan yet. It was sounding so good before you pointed out any of the flaws.
Sorry, I overthink things a lot.
Is it possible?
No, that's correct.
Is it possible that it's a good idea if spread out? Is it too soon to accomplish all the subsequent steps of your plan?
I don't think necessarily. We could at least get in and get an idea of what's going on in there.
Sure, but could you just do that verbally? So if you're just going for an idea, is it too soon to rifle around in his house? When we could, after you get an impression, a longer form impression where hopefully no one's threatened with consumption, that we could then later infiltrate if we deem it necessary.
Yeah, that sounds like we could probably swing that.
No one risks being caught wandering around his home.
But Scott, we may be able to pull it off on the same night even. Of course, it's going to be a little more, it's going to be suspicious no matter what. Everybody's going to be looking at us no matter what happens, so.
No,
They
that
haven't stopped since we arrived.
Yeah, it's true. And hopefully we'd find something to at least make it to where we can get a little bit of a wall between this fella and us. But yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. Or maybe we just hang back on the investigation point and we just do our preliminary, subtle poking around,
You may
looking
learn,
at.
you may learn quite a bit getting into his home, but there remains a slim possibility that Yaz is one of the few we want on our side, and so a positive impression is quite valuable.
Well, that's a dose more optimism than I had, but I see your point. I'm for it, but I do think the rest of y'all at least maybe ought to come not into the manor with us, but be lurking nearby.
I can lurk.
You're not
Unless you have
afraid.
plans, of course.
You're not afraid that if we get caught lurking around the cabin at the same time that you're there for this business deal, that will kind of ruin any chance that you had of earning his
Look.
favor?
When I say looking, I mean a good ways away, somewhere where you ain't gonna get caught. There's a lot of woods between here and there, and they didn't particularly have, they had guards around the building and such, but get out of the woods a bit, just be a little closer than here. You know what I mean?
Did someone have a wand of pyrotechnics?
Yep.
Yeah, Bert does.
I will remind you, just of mechanics in the game, that distance will not help if you are
yeah.
in a fight.
Not in a fight, but if things are starting to get a little hairy,
Okay. I just wanted to.
I'm not
Double
planning
check
on
with
getting
you.
into a fight in there. I would like to be clear because I'm pretty sure Yaz.
I do
would
have a
this.
wand of pyrotechnics.
Well, Tyler's right about the running distance.
But it's like, what is the point?
We could ostensibly buy time, but well, if y'all don't see a point in being nearby, if you think it would be more of an attraction, that's fine by me. But I think having some folk out, all right, yeah. If you're worried about increasing our chances of getting caught, then we can go in on our very own.
As much as I'm remiss to admit it, we're all sort of at the behest of people of Noctus by simply being here. So it may be wiser to try putting your best foot forward for this meeting.
Okay, well, Ori, you and I, we're a legitimate business now. Forget about the scam. We're partners now.
Okay.
You can just be an artisan with a very large and wealthy patron.
Yes, what more could you ask for?
If you are a business person, there's no contract yet.
Well, what if he's eyeless and
Well, then we will deal
Well,
with
how
that when
else will we
figure
find
out.
him? This was a great way to
Look,
find
if
him, and
he's
then
a-
we can.
Well, yes.
If he's eyeless, we can let the council deal with that. We've technically fulfilled our end of the bargain with Drilla
uh-huh.
the second we find out something like that. So at that point, we just duck out peaceably, don't say another word about it unless called upon, and let them know, and cozy up in this house and enjoy some stew while
What
they
about-
go and arrest him or whatever.
What about Drilla? Like, she has us investigating all these other people that honestly have some kind of weird, sketchy thing, more or less. But is there a chance that she asked us to spend all of our time looking at other people so that way we would not be paying attention to what she's doing?
It's
Maybe
possible.
it would help if somebody checked on her.
We don't know them. We don't know much about Drella or Mal. It's at least worth getting to know them. Again, even under the pretenses of it could be our ally, and it doesn't make sense not to know your allies.
Yeah. Maybe while Leaf and I are doing the thing with Yaz, you guys could split up again and maybe try to figure out, like, tail or whatever.
A partial,
Drilla or Mal.
a partial success would be securing our exit from Nabbuz, even by niceties.
Cash also said that maybe he would like buy me a beer or something tonight, maybe, if I found him. So maybe I could go find him and we could drink lots of beers.
Like a date?
Oh. I don't think so. Was it like a date?
I don't think so.
I think it was just like he was gonna buy me some beer because I don't have any money.
Like, we were
Okay.
trying to, like, chat him up about, like, what do you think of Thalar? And he was like, she's just crazy and I don't have time because I have to clean up this mess. Leave me alone.
So then he like had Zach like take the body and like put it to a place, and he was like, hey, maybe we can have a beer later, and
If you want to keep chatting, we can do
Yes.
that later. Except then he went inside and had a beer. So,
he kicked us out of that place.
Okay.
You handsome fella?
no.
Is he a handsome fella?
He's not ugly. I wouldn't consider him, traditionally handsome, but he's got a rough
Before this
ruggedness to
conversation
him.
continues, is he like 65 years old or something like that?
No, he's early 30s, late 20s.
He's not ugly.
So it's a date.
It's not a thing.
Can you clarify something for me? What's a date?
It's a little dry piece of fruit.
Of the absurd questions, this one catches Visa off a little bit. Just chuckles a little bit and just repositions in the chair.
It's like a mating ritual that like some species do before they like mate, or they like go and they like have some food, and then later they decide to mate.
Oh. See, it's a little bit different down in the goblin pits.
Yes, also for us, but
Yeah.
I have read about dates, so I think I kind of know what that is.
Yeah, it's like if somebody shows interest in another person, they want to get to know them a little bit more, but just that person, and then the other person agrees, and then they set a date to go somewhere and get to know them.
But it's like for mating, not for friends.
Right. I guess.
All of
yes.
this is completely new information.
Ori is curious about what happens with the goblin pits, but is not going to say anything.
Everyone is serious and afraid.
As I said last episode, roll an insemination check.
Laughing at your own.
I just want to clarify. I don't think even Bird knows like exactly what goblins are made.
Podcast.
He's only 5 years old.
I'm just a baby.
As far as he knows, they're just like plucked out of the ground.
This podcast is over. We're done now.
So, to clarify things, the plan here is that Ori and Leaf go alone to Yaz's manor by themselves, and the rest of the party is talking to Drilla and Hesh and Mole?
No one's gonna go talk to Mole.
Okay.
Okay.
Just Drilla and Hesh? I just need to know what's happening.
I think.
Maybe I'll leave you
okay.
alone with Hash and I'll.
Go ahead, Molly. Finish
And
it.
I'll go hang out with Mole.
Oh no!
Just kidding. He's not hanging out in the tavern.
Oh man.
Okay, that sounds like a good plan. Next
This is a
episode.
terrible plan.
Y'all sort this out in Discord, and we'll see y'all next time on the Roll Slayers podcast.
Oh my god.
Okay, Ori and Leaf are going to. Yes.
Ori and Leaf are going to present a business plan.
A legitimate business plan
Everyone loves
to have
splitting
a
the party.
long-term in.
We're playing next week also.